Knowing what the overall activity was for a trading day, such as what we saw in the Dow today, the Dow was up 165 points. But notice how that was not a very decisive trading day after trading much higher. So if you look at this overall chart of the Dow right now, you can tell that there's really no decisive direction occurring. The same can be said for the Nasdaq. A Doji, a shooting star, and bearish trading. No real strong sell signal today, but with the fact that it opened here and closed here, told you there was no bullish sentiment in the market. So even though everything is still showing there's no strong selling, obviously there's no strong buying. The transportation index reflected the same information. Even though the transportation index was up 57 points on the day, that's not a decisive bullish day. A Doji that closed near the lower end of the trading range after an inverted hammer. So it tells us that the uptrend is probably in progress, but not with any great magnitude of strength. Our recommendation to buy NKTR today was based upon a very simple pattern setup. We could see how the J-hook pattern, wave one, then the indecisive trading back to the 34 EMA, and how the downtrend stopped with the bullish engulfing, and now what becomes our criteria. You can stay long as it stays above the T-line, but more effective is identifying if this is a J-hook pattern setup, telling us if we break out through this level, more than likely wave 3 is going to be the same magnitude as wave 1. Knowing what should happen as a pattern sets up allows investors to take immediate action. For example, Boyd gapped down yesterday and did a Doji. This was the setup for a bearish flutter kicker signal. We know the simple rule. A Doji rule is that the price is usually going to move in the direction of how they open after a Doji. So after this gap down Doji, that if it opened lower, the prospects for a bearish flutter kicker signal was very strong. And knowing that a bearish flutter kicker signal is going to create a very strong trend to the downside allows us to make a decision, or a candlestick investor to make a decision very quickly to either buy puts or start shorting the stock immediately without having to wait for further confirmation. Candlestick analysis not only illustrates where there's strong selling, again, there's kind of your bearish flutter kicker signal, or strong buying based upon your hammer signal confirming, but it also allows investors to analyze when there is no direction occurring in a price trend. For example, in Labu, the biotech ETF, you can see right now there is no direction here. What's that tell you? That if you're trading positions in your portfolio, more than likely you're not going to be trading any of the biotechs because there's just nothing there. Candlestick analysis is merely the graphic depiction of where the strength, both on the bullish side and the bearish side, is occurring based upon reoccurring human nature tendencies. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms.